Well, this is going to be a long dream because you're going straight through to the live shows. You'll see it in the live shows.
A rising star, celebrated for her enchanting voice and the whimsical strums of her ukulele, has been blindsided by a tragedy so profound it would shatter even the strongest among us. Grace VanderWaal, the young prodigy who charmed a nation and became an overnight sensation, is now navigating a future she never imagined. A world suddenly muted and drained of its brightest color. Her meteoric rise was the stuff of fairy tales, a story of a gifted girl with a dream. But behind the curtain of fame, a silent, devastating battle was being waged. Now, the world is left asking, what happens when the music fades, and all that remains is a deafening, heartbreaking silence? The news arrived not with a formal press release, but through a raw, unguarded cry of grief that echoed across the digital world. On a day that will forever be marked by sorrow, Grace turned to Instagram, the platform where she so often shared snippets of new songs and joyful moments. This time, however, she shared a carousel of cherished private photographs of her mother, Tina, accompanied by a caption that felt like a glimpse into a shattered heart. "Can't yet find the words," she confessed. "I love you, Mommy. So much." Each sentence was a testament to her pain, but it was the final, desperate lines that conveyed the true depth of her despair. "I wake up and want to call you. I don't know how to move forward without you." It was a message that transcended celebrity, a universal cry from a daughter who had just lost her anchor in the storm. For the millions who followed her journey, this announcement was a bolt from the blue. It revealed a hidden struggle the VanderWaal family had shouldered with immense courage and privacy. For years, Tina had been engaged in a grueling, relentless fight against breast cancer. It was a battle fought not in the headlines, but in the quiet, sterile rooms of hospitals and clinics, far from the bright lights that followed her daughter. Their choice to face this immense challenge privately, to protect their family's sanctuary from the intrusion of public life, made the finality of the news all the more shocking. Their private pain had suddenly and tragically become a public sorrow, and the world was left reeling. In the face of this unimaginable loss, it was Grace's father, Dave VanderWaal, who found the strength to articulate the family's grief and pay tribute to his beloved wife. Through a moving post on Facebook, he painted a vivid portrait of the woman who was their everything. "Tina truly was the heart of our family," he wrote, his words resonating with love and profound loss. He described her as the central, life-giving force who filled their lives with creativity, laughter, and love. His tribute wasn't just a eulogy, it was a testament to the vibrant, irreplaceable spirit that had been the cornerstone of their world. A spirit whose absence now left a void that could never be filled. As the heartbreaking news rippled through the entertainment industry, messages of support began to pour in. But one voice resonated more deeply than the others, a voice intrinsically linked to the very beginning of Grace's incredible journey. Howie Mandel, the America's Got Talent judge who had famously and tearfully slammed his golden buzzer for the young unknown singer, shared a simple yet powerful message on his Instagram story. Over a picture of Grace, he wrote, "I'm so sorry." It was more than a mere condolence. It was a deeply personal acknowledgement from the man who had set her fairy tale in motion. A somber, full-circle moment that underscored the magnitude of the loss. It's a moment etched into the memory of popular culture. A nervous, unassuming 12-year-old girl walking onto the world's biggest stage, clutching a ukulele. The judges, including the notoriously skeptical Simon Cowell, looked on with a mix of curiosity and doubt. Then she began to sing. Her original song, "I Don't Know My Name," was a revelation. Her voice, raspy and wise beyond her years, filled the auditorium, and in that instant, a star was born. Howie Mandel's golden buzzer wasn't just a pass to the next round. It was a coronation. And watching from the wings, her face a canvas of pride, anxiety, and overwhelming love was her mother, Tina. She was the first person Grace ran to, the safe harbor in a sudden hurricane of fame. That single performance catapulted the entire VanderWaal family into a reality they could have never prepared for. Overnight, they were navigating the treacherous waters of Hollywood, a world filled with promises and pitfalls. Through it all, Tina was the unwavering anchor, the grounding force who ensured that amidst the chaos of recording contracts, talk show appearances, and international tours, Grace remained a child. She was the fierce protector of her daughter's innocence, the quiet manager of a burgeoning career, and the constant reminder of a normal life waiting back home. But that wasn't even the full extent of her role. The pressures of growing up in the spotlight are immense, and Grace's journey has been no exception. The world watched as she transitioned from the quirky girl with the flower crown to a sophisticated young woman and artist. And with that transition came a new level of scrutiny. Critics and fans alike dissected her evolving musical style, her changing appearance, and her every public move. Through all this, Tina was her shield, the buffer between a sensitive, creative soul and the often harsh, unforgiving glare of the public eye. She was the one who absorbed the negativity so her daughter could continue to create and shine. The loss of that protection is an entirely different kind of devastation. With such a public tragedy, a wave of concern has washed over Grace's dedicated fan base. The digital spaces where they once celebrated her triumphs are now filled with worried whispers and heartfelt prayers. The questions are born of love and empathy. Will she take a break from her music? How will she possibly find the strength to step back into the spotlight? The journey of mourning is a solitary and treacherous one, but to undertake it while the entire world watches is a burden almost too heavy to imagine. What this meant for her future was a mystery, and what came next was something no one saw coming. The bond between Grace and her mother was palpable. In every photograph, every interview, every shared glance at an awards show, their deep connection was evident. It was more than just a mother-daughter relationship, it was a partnership. Tina was the silent collaborator in Grace's art, not by writing the music, but by fostering the environment where such unique creativity could flourish. They shared an unspoken language, a look that could convey everything from encouragement to comfort. This loss wasn't just the loss of a parent, it was the loss of a creative soulmate. Dave VanderWaal's tribute did more than just mourn his wife. It invited the world to know the woman behind the famous daughter. He described a person who brought light and joy to everything she touched, a testament to a spirit that was radiant and infectious. She was the heart of their family, a source of endless creativity and laughter. This wasn't just a mother who supported her child's dream. She was the architect of the loving, vibrant home that allowed that dream to take root and grow. Her legacy is one of warmth, strength, and unwavering love. For an artist like Grace, whose songs are like pages torn directly from her diary, a loss of this magnitude will inevitably reshape her art. Grief has a way of cracking a person open, exposing a depth of emotion and vulnerability that was previously untapped. Many of the world's greatest artists have created their most profound work from the ashes of personal tragedy. While it's a painful thought, it's almost certain that this heartbreak will find its way into her music, transforming her youthful musings into powerful anthems of loss, love, and survival. The outpouring of love has been a powerful force. Beyond the celebrity condolences, it's Grace's fan base that has truly mobilized. Social media has been flooded with tribute videos, fan art, and shared memories of how Grace's music, a product of the loving home Tina built, had touched their lives. Hashtags trended, and online communities became virtual spaces for collective mourning, a testament to the powerful, positive community that Grace and her family had cultivated over the years. They weren't just mourning a celebrity's parent, they were mourning the loss of a woman they felt they knew. The path forward is shrouded in uncertainty. Grieving is a process that demands privacy, quiet moments of reflection, and the comfort of close-knit support. To have to navigate this journey under the relentless gaze of the public eye is an almost cruel twist of fate. Every future appearance, every new song, every public statement will be scrutinized through the lens of this tragedy. The pressure to be okay, to perform resilience, is an unfair burden to place on anyone, let alone a young woman experiencing the most profound loss of her life. Yet, the legacy Tina VanderWaal leaves behind is not one of sorrow, but of an indomitable spirit. Her husband's words paint a portrait of a woman who was a force of nature, a beacon of light, creativity, and love. That light has not been extinguished. It has simply been passed on. It lives on in her children, in the music Grace creates, and in the countless lives she touched, both directly and indirectly. Her legacy is not defined by her death, but by the beautiful, vibrant life she lived. Grace VanderWaal's world has been irrevocably altered. The fairy tale has been interrupted by a harsh reality, and the path ahead is uncertain. The music may be quiet for a time, a respectful silence for a love that was so profound. But when she is ready to play again, her voice will carry a new weight, her lyrics a new depth. The love between a mother and daughter is a melody that never truly ends. It may change keys, shifting from a joyful tune to a hauntingly beautiful ballad, but it will continue to play on, a permanent, powerful chord in the soundtrack of her life.